Alexa Lavoie for Rebel News, and today I'm bringing you a short video in response to an article written by Marie-Ève Doyon and published in Le Journal de Montréal. As you may know, or maybe not, a citizen-led action took place last Sunday at the public swimming pool in Jarry Park, Montreal, following numerous complaints and testimonies from women who were victims of inappropriate behavior and voyeurism. This is not a new problem, but one that seems to have escalated in recent times. Following our coverage on site, my colleague Guillaume reshared a picture that originally came from a Reddit thread, where someone pointed out that some sketchy individuals had returned to Jarry Park. His post read, "Jarry Park, despite a citizen movement today and massive attention on social media, the creeps continue their voyeurism with impunity. Some cultures are simply not compatible." The wording came directly from the Reddit thread. And yes, some cultures are not compatible with others, especially when integration is lacking. We need to stop burying our heads in the sand. The immigration levels of the past few years are simply unsustainable, and the lack of integration brings with its cultural problems, such as voyeurism, which are well documented in places like South Asia. Many people who have immigrated to Canada fled their countries because of these very cultural issues. They are sounding the alarm, but here in Canada, mainstream media refuses to address the root of the problem. And anyone who dares to speak out is instantly branded racist, xenophobic, extremist, or far right. This is where we are at.
Mais je sais qu'en Europe, ça fait depuis des décennies que ça existe, ce problème-là. C'est important de dire non. Le Québec puis le Canada, c'est une culture très ouverte, mais il y a des choses qu'il faut dire non. C'est pas raciste de dire non à certaines choses, puis moi, j'aimerais ça que les féministes, les vrais féministes, ils disent assez à ça. Tu sais, eux, ils ont un double standard où on dirait, tu sais, c'est comme, oh non, on peut pas trop chialer contre ça parce que c'est raciste.
De ne pas avoir peur de dénoncer. Je pense que les gens ont été beaucoup retenus par la peur, puis la peur de se faire traiter de raciste ou d'intolérant, mais c'est pas une question de racisme ou d'intolérance, c'est tolérance zéro pour tout le monde d'agir de la sorte avec...
Puis là, ça continue. Il y en a un, là, ça nous écœurait, là, le regard insistant, tout ça qui fixait les jeunes. Donc...
Des sortes de piscine, quand moi c'est bon la cause, puis ils prennent un poteau. Moi, c'est pas du racisme, hein. Ou encore, c'est des hindous.
Now, let's talk about the article itself. Here is my take and my opinion on the piece published by Madame Doyon. In her article, she used my colleague's post without ever contacting him for a comment or the right of reply, nor did she reach out to me. She not only quoted his post, but also used it as an opportunity to spread false information about Rebel News. She claimed that we are anti-Muslim, which is absolutely false. What we are is critical of radical Islam, and that is a crucial difference. In fact, we have Muslim team members within our newsroom. She also accused us of trying to manufacture an identity-based scandal from an isolated event. But what she clearly doesn't understand is that this is not an isolated incident. These type of situations are happening in other provinces, in other public spaces, not just swimming pools. We are not trying to stir up scandal. We are reporting the truth and calling things what they are. She then accuses us of making an intellectual shortcut who might fuel many intolerant people who are just looking for excuses to hate anything that is not white enough. But what does skin color have to do with the word culture? She concludes by saying that these insinuations must be condemned as much as the behaviors they claim to expose. But what insinuations is she referring to exactly? The idea that some cultural practices can clash with Canadian values when integration fails? I decided to write to Madame Doyon to offer her the right of reply she denied us. I asked for evidence and sources to back up the accusations she made about our media outlet, and whether she was aware of the numerous citizen complaints about inappropriate behavior at Jarry Park. Here is what she replied, and I quote, "I do not wish to comment on your report, as my numerous interactions on X and other platforms have already made my position clear. I denounced the posting of a photo by a user associated with Ribbon News, which aimed solely to promote vigilantism and to suggest that certain individuals were guilty of misconduct without any due process. Is it not hilarious to say that when she just accused us to be anti-Muslim and identitarian right? Let's set the record straight. The photo came from Reddit, posted by someone present at the pool. The individuals in the photo are not identifiable. We never accused anyone of anything specific. The image was simply used to highlight the ongoing concern discussed online as part of our journalistic coverage. And yes, there is difference between cultures that can clash with our culture here in Canada. When Madame Doyon refers to her interactions on X, is she talking about when she said, "People can't look at the pool anymore? You don't know if they know someone in the pool. You say they are imposing their values, but you want to dictate where they look? You are making assumptions about what people are thinking in parks." These kinds of statements downplay the experiences of women who have come forward. Why not do a report on the victims instead of demonizing the only media outlet that dares to talk about the real issue, voyeurism and inappropriate behavior in public spaces? Madame Doyon refused to provide any evidence to back her claims against Ribbon News. Sadly, that doesn't surprise me. With that, don't forget to check out our full report on voyeurism at the public pool in Jarry Park, available now on our platform. At Ribbon News, our goal is to show you the other side of the story, something that you are not going to hear from mainstream media. So if you want to support our journalism, please consider to give a donation at rebelfieldreports.com. It's rebelfieldreports.com, and I thank you in advance because you are making the difference.